Happy birthday to me. I never went back to work. But yes, I got beat up by an old lady. Where's my powder? What? Oh, okay. What? Hey, I'm Kendra. Welcome to my channel. Today is my birthday. I turned 44 today. This is my little birthday glam. I'm going to a pool party. I hate my hair. I don't love my makeup. I have on way too much glotion and my face is hella shiny on camera, but that's okay. I look cute in person. But yeah, if you'd like to see how I went from this to this, then keep on watching. I know I look kind of crazy, but that's because I washed my hair last night and I oiled my scalp, and I actually have gone back to the trusty, rusty, tried and true OG grease. If you are of a certain age, then you may remember the grease. You know about the grease. I switched to oil, I don't even know how long ago, like a long time ago. But now that my hair is not thriving, I kind of thought back to the days where my hair was thriving. What was I doing? What was I using? And I'm not going back to all my old ways, but I definitely did pick back up the grease. I had to go Dollar Tree and grab this. This isn't the one I actually wanted. I actually wanted the Indian hemp. That's the one I used to use back in the day. But I also have like a mango one or something like that. But this is the one I just oiled my scalp with today. But let's get into this hair. I normally do my makeup first, but my hair might take me a little while. So, and I know my makeup's only going to take a few minutes. So I'm going to do my hair first and then we'll get to the makeup. But let's jump into it. My friend should be here in like maybe an hour or so, and I'm always the late friend, always the friend that's not ready when everybody else is ready, and I don't want to be that today. I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the intro, but today is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Turning 44. Well, I turned 44 today. And we are going to there's a lot more, I don't know if you can hear that. We are going to a pool party at the Lake of the Ozarks. And hold on a second. I am pretty sure that we're probably going to be the oldest people there because it's not really a my age appropriate type of function, but we're going anyway. So there's that. And I want to hurry up and get ready, but I also want to take my time because this is my birthday glam. And even though we're going to be outside and at a pool, I still want to look cute, and I doubt that I'm going to be swimming like that, but we'll see. Yeah, let me make this part real quick. I doubt that that's straight, but it'll be straight enough for now. I really hope that lawnmower is not too loud. I have an idea of how I want to wear my hair, but I don't know if I can actually execute it or not, but we will see. But yeah, I'm turning 40. Well, I keep saying turning 44. I am now 44. I just turned 44 today. Today's May 31st, and I am 44. I ain't gonna hold you. The last few years have been kind of crazy, especially like the last 2 years specifically. In June of 2023, one of our best friends passed away, like suddenly. Like we found out later it was a heart attack. That was my husband's best friend for the last 20 years. And me and my husband have been married for over 20 years. We were also friends with his brother and his brother's wife. His brother's wife is actually one of my best friends. Yeah, we were very close. And then that was in Juneteenth is when he died. And then my husband had a massive heart attack on August 18th, 2023. They were both 40. So his best friend died at 40 in June, and then he had a massive heart attack in August, which was 2 months after his 40th birthday. And he had a widowmaker heart attack. Anybody who knows anything about a heart attack or just heart issues in general, you know that the Widowmaker is that's the big one, you know. And so since then, we have really just, you know, dialed a lot of things back, you know what I'm saying? We've really been focusing on just like being healthier, eating healthier, just living healthier in general. And yeah, that was rough. Obviously, it was rough for my husband, but it was rough for me too, because like I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. And like, what? My husband had a heart attack? That's actually crazy. I was gonna braid this, but I might be better off twisting it. Let me just see if I can even braid it. Y'all, I just am starting to grow edges back again. I might try to insert a clip, but when I did that quick weave earlier this year, when I took it out, woo, I took out a bunch of hair. Like a bunch of hair came out with that quick weave. My edges were so bald. Like it was actually diabolical. Like I just cannot believe that they are growing back. And I believe it's been like a month. Yes, matter of fact, yeah, it's been like a month. And I got this botana oil. I got it from TikTok shop like several months ago, because my hair been going through it for a while. Like it's been going through it for a minute. But I got that off a TikTok shop, and I used it a lot, like in the wintertime I was using it, and I don't remember why I stopped using it, but I stopped using it. And I didn't realize like all of the growth that I had. Like I wasn't really tripping off of what I was using, I guess. And so I had just started back using this from after like, I don't know, several months of not using it. And yeah, this is gonna be hard. I got a broken nail. I need to pop some press-ons on before I go. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that. I didn't get my feet done, so I don't have a fresh pedicure. I was at least gonna go and try to get a polish change, but oh Lord, they don't look horrible, but they definitely look bad. It's all right, it don't matter. But anyway, I started back using the botana oil, and less than a month, I'm talking about less than a month, my edges have grown back. Well, they are growing back so good, and I'm so happy. But yeah, so anyway, my husband had a heart attack in August 2023, and that was rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, so basically what happened was he started feeling like, I don't know, he felt like a weird feeling in his arm and kind of in his chest, but he didn't really think too much of it and thought he had just like went too hard in the gym the day before. And so he didn't really, you know, think it was anything. But then it went on all through the night. Like it started around midnight and it went on all through the night. And when I woke up the next day, he was like, hey, I think I might need to go to urgent care. My arm has been hurting all night. And then by then, his arm wasn't just hurting, but he was having like some like nausea and vomiting and like cold sweats, chills, like seriously, he was kind of bad off. And he was like, yeah, I don't know what the hell is happening, but I need to go get this taken care of. And so we went to urgent care that morning at like 8 o'clock. And when we got there, like, mind you, I didn't really think he was having a heart. I didn't know nothing about heart attack. Like, he didn't say that to me. But when we got there and the nurse asked, like, what are your symptoms? He was like, I feel like I'm having a heart attack. And I'm like, what? Why would you say that? And he was like, you know, he had basically been like Googling stuff the night before, and on WebMD or wherever people go when they, wherever you go when you Google symptoms and side effects and all that mess. And his mom had passed away the year before. She had a heart attack. Like, she had been throwing up and she had been real nauseous. Like, okay, I don't think these braids are gonna work. I think I'm gonna end up doing, I really want to do the braids. Let me try one more time. I really want to do the braids, but I'm gonna try one more time. But yeah, so that's why he thought he was having a heart attack, because of the pain in his chest and the nausea. But so anyway, we went. They did a EKG, and the EKG was like a heart attack. Yes. So they made us go from urgent care to the ER. We got to the ER. The cardiologist was actually waiting at the door for us when we got there. And they said what they were going to do, which was go in and check for blockage. Long story short, he ended up having an 80% blockage in one artery and 100% blockage in another artery. Yeah, full-blown, massive widowmaker heart attack. I hadn't called anybody. Like, I didn't tell anybody what was going on because I kind of really didn't know what was going on myself. I was kind of under the impression that once they got into the surgery room, they were going to be like, false alarm, it's not a heart attack. But they did not do that. Anyway, okay, well, this might work. But we'll see. So I thought they were going to be like, oh, just kidding, no heart attack. But they did not say that at all. It was just a crazy time for us. I didn't want to let him out of my sight, but he was adamant about me and my daughter still going to the Beyonce concert, because he was like, yeah, those tickets were $400. So, my son was there with him, my mom was there, my stepdad was there. He had friends there, whatever. So he was like, I'll be fine. Y'all go see Beyonce and come back, whatever. But yeah, that was that. And he's been doing so well. Since his heart attack, it's been almost 2 years, not quite 2 years, it's been almost 2 years. He has lost 30 pounds. And a lot of other issues that he was having prior to having the heart attack. His blood pressure is regulated. Like, he's just made a lot of changes in life. Like, he eats totally different. Like, there are a lot of studies that recommend a plant-based diet for people who have had heart attacks or who have severely high blood pressure. They recommend a plant-based diet. So he's rarely eating meat. He's en route, I would say, to being completely plant-based. And he walks for about an hour. He had to do like 16 weeks of cardiac rehab after his heart attack. And one of the things that they basically, preached at all times was cardio. He was already going to the gym before he had a heart attack. He went to the gym every day, but he was like a weightlifter, not really a cardio guy. He had to go to 16 weeks of cardiac rehab, and all they did in cardiac rehab was cardio. That happened in August of 2023. Fast forward April 1st, 2024, our other best friend passed away. Also heart issues. Then in June of 2024, like a couple days after my birthday, I found out I was getting laid off from the best job. I love that job. It was a startup. It was a remote position. I had unlimited time off. My friend was my boss. My friend got me the job. My friend was my boss. I worked real close with the CEO and the managing directors. Like, it was a pretty cushy, not cushy, because it was actually really a lot of responsibilities. It was kind of a hard job, but I really liked it. We had a lot of support. that job was everything. So found out I was getting laid off. Basically what happened with that was some legislation in the government like basically was like, hold up. So the company didn't get any, like basically no income for almost a year prior to the layoffs. And I think I was a part of like the second or third set of layoffs. I did not want to go back to a regular job. I didn't want to go back to just like a regular job in my area, but I also like didn't want to go back to just like a regular job going to work every day and then like having to ask somebody for time off. And like I could take my laptop anywhere I went and work, or I could like I forget what they called it. What they call it? I forget what it's called. It's not like unlimited time off, but basically like if you need to take time off for whatever you need to take it for. They actually recommended that we take a week off every quarter, at least a week every quarter. So we would schedule our weeks every quarter like to take off. And like I worked there for a year. It was amazing. Actually about a year and a half. It was the best. I was so excited just to like wake up and go into my little office and, you know, call my little clients, and it was amazing. So I was kind of, I don't know, like depressed a little bit after I didn't work there. I'm actually just wrapping this, my trusty hair extensions that I got from Tasha. She's a YouTuber. I won these in a giveaway actually, and this is what I used on my quick weave. I've been putting this in my hair since January, and it's still pretty nice, can't lie. I want to say this might be like the same hair that Aaliyah had in a quick weave that she had not too long ago. This hair is the bomb. It is so good. I love this hair. I really want to get some more, but I don't know where to get it from. But yeah, so I was pretty sad after I got laid off from that job. I did not want to go back to work at a regular place. Like what? I just got my unemployment for a while until it ran out. But I was looking for a job during that like time that I was getting unemployment, and bro, there was like nothing even comparable. I got no hits. Mind you, I have a good work history. Like I have been in consumer finance, sales, client services, like stuff along that lines for hellas since 2007. I worked at the same place for 9 years, and then I went to another job for 2 years and another job for 2 years, and I had a couple different little jobs in between. Like I am also a very educated woman, highly educated woman. I have a bachelor's degree, I have 2 master's degrees, like, you know what I'm saying? I should have been able to find a job, but I was being super picky with, you know, the jobs that I was interested in, the jobs that I was even applying for, because, babe, you can't take me from heaven to hell. Like, no. I am accustomed to a certain lifestyle at this point. I don't think there's very many jobs in my area that I could have gotten that would have paid me what I was making at my other job. Like, cost of living's really low here, so jobs don't pay that much. And I mean, I was not interested in going back to my regular salaries that I was making working jobs here, and also was not really trying to go back into an office. And I live in a very conservative city, town, whatever, and I really struggled with that a lot, especially like during like Obama administration, when our current person was running the first time. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not in the mood, okay? I'm not in the mood to hear everybody's opinions about what's going on. And in this area, I live in the state capital, so everybody here thinks that they're like so politically educated. And if you hear something in the background, my husband is watching my niece's graduation on YouTube, I think. She's graduating today from high school. My niece, but he's watching her graduation. What the? No, that is not it. But yeah, so back to my jobless ass. I don't have a job. Like, I never went back to work. It's been a year, actually, coming up this month. I guess next month it'll be a year that I haven't worked. And my husband works at a radio station, and we do some freelancing for the radio station. We produce public broadcasting radio shows, which do like pay pretty good. But if you know anything about what's going on, there's an executive order that is trying, well, actually did cease funding to PBS, and PBS funds a lot of the radio stations that we sell our broadcast shows to, so they don't really have money to buy our shows right now. Nobody actually really has money to buy our shows right now, so that's kind of at a standstill. And when I on my unemployment right now, I started doing DoorDash, and I mean, honestly, I've been DoorDashing full time since November, so about 5 or 6 months, I guess, I've been full time gig work. And then I started doing Spark in January. And so, I mean, honestly, we've been okay. But now that we don't have the income from the broadcast shows, I might need to get a job. So that's the reality of life. I may have to go and get a job, which I honestly have not considered in a long time. I just did this one off camera. I don't love my hair, but I don't hate it. I was trying to readjust these pins because they're all sticking into my scalp very, very hard. It's not a tight ponytail by any means, but I don't know why I put these pins in there like that. So I can imagine that this is probably going to be all in one ponytail at some point because this is a little uncomfortable. But anyway, let's get on this makeup. I just went and washed my hands so that I can start my makeup because my friend just texted me and said she's leaving in about 20 minutes, and she lives about 30 minutes away from me. So I have a little bit more time than I thought, but let's get this makeup done because, whoa. I'm not doing much because we are going to be outside in the heat. So first thing I need to do is put on some sunscreen. I never used to wear sunscreen. I actually just started wearing sunscreen probably a couple years ago. I never used to wear sunscreen. And yeah, we have to be better about that as Black women, wearing our sunscreen. But anyway, so yeah, I have no job. Haven't had a job in almost a year, and I'm really not looking for one right now. I have been thinking about going back to school. Like I said, I already have 3 degrees, 2 master's degrees and a bachelor's degree, and I'm thinking about going back to school again to maybe get a trade. I was thinking about going to esthetician school because, you know, the nail techs are out here doing well, the lash techs are out here doing well. I might want to go to cosmetology, esthetician. I don't know. I've also been thinking about a couple other things too. I don't know what I want to do. That's why I'm not doing anything. Because I feel like at this point in my life, I'm not about to jump into something else that I really don't want to do. And I definitely don't want to go back to consumer finance because if you don't know what consumer finance is, basically it's like a step above the payday loan industry and a step below the banking industry. So looking for my primer. Okay. So, you know, like we did everything in office. We made all the loans. We did the applications. We did the approvals in office. We did the collections in office. And that was a lot. The collections part was the part that was honestly what we all hated the most. We had to do all the collections ourselves. And that was, oh, I didn't do any skincare. Actually, I did before I did my hair. All I put on was some collagen. Debt collecting, that's another breed. Been dodged. I actually got beat up by an old lady. She punched me in the face twice. That's another story. Maybe I'll do a whole story time about that. But yes, I got beat up by an old lady because we used to have to do this thing called field visiting. And it actually speaks for itself. Knocking doors, getting money. But yeah, the old lady punched me in the face. She was on an oxygen tank too. But yeah, that's kind of a long story, so I'll save that for another time. But yeah, and that's actually where I met my last boss. We used to work together for like 5 years. She was my manager at one of the loan companies that I worked at. And then I moved up, became a manager, supervisor. I had 10 offices that I supervised at one point. But yeah, like I did that for a long time, 15 years. So I could go back to that any point. Like the company that I worked at for 9 years, my old boss still works there. And I know for a fact if I called him tomorrow and was like, hey, I want to come back, he'd be like, come now, please come now. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back into that. I don't want to, go backwards because I really don't want to do that anymore. I didn't necessarily hate it all the time because we actually had a really good team. I've made some lifelong friends at, the first company that I worked at. We're still friends to this day. So like, yeah, if they were going back, I would go back. But they're not going back, so I'm not going back. That was the only thing that made the whole job any fun at all, was working with them. And then I managed my own office, and then I managed a state. I've been all over the place. I sold insurance. I worked at a car dealership. But I don't want to do any of those things ever again. Like, ever. I mean, if it came down to it, I know I have a place to go, but I don't want to do that. But also, I don't know what I want to do. Which at 44, starting over in a whole new career sounds so scary. It literally sounds so scary. But, we do what we got to do. I have 2 adult children. My daughter's in college. My son was in college. He's taking a break from college right now. And my daughter's tuition is not cheap, which is crazy because she has a $25,000 a year scholarship, and we still have to pay like $5,000 a semester for room and board because that $25,000 scholarship only pays for most of the tuition, and then we still have to pay some tuition and room and board. I think I'm going to put some of this. Anybody still using Professionals? I still use this. The powder that I use is really nice and it makes my skin look really good, but right around in this area right here, I get like my pores start to show through. So I just like to put a little bit of this Professional in that area. And I don't even know if I'm going to use that powder today, but if I do, I want to make sure that I'm covered. And I'm probably putting on way too much concealer also to be outside in the sun at a pool, but I still want to look cute. But yeah, so I started posting on YouTube. Actually, let's go back a little bit. I started posting on YouTube right around the time that I started door dashing. Okay, so I started door dashing, and then like I watch YouTube daily. So like YouTube is like my happy place. I watch a lot of vloggers. I watch anything honestly on YouTube. I'm not picky, but I started getting recommended videos. I started getting recommended videos for this YouTuber named DoDash. And DoDash also DoorDash, and I think that's probably why YouTube started recommending me her videos. And she's like the same age as me, a little bit younger, and she was basically just like encouraging 40 somethings to start posting on YouTube, to go on YouTube. And I actually had always wanted to do YouTube. I just never really had the time. I studied like what people were doing and all kinds of stuff. One of my master's degrees is actually it's in entertainment business, and so we did a lot of digital marketing work and stuff like that. And so I always wanted to do YouTube or like social media, but I just never did it. A lot of reasons why, but mainly I just never made the time for it, honestly. Like I would go to make a video and something wouldn't work out right, and I would just give up, and because I didn't like have time to like just spend hours and hours. Like today it took me like an hour to set up for this, and this is like the most minuscule setup ever. So like, you know, it's a time consuming situation, you know what I mean? So I just never made the time for it. And she was like very encouraging, and something she said spoke to me. So I was just like, I'm gonna go on YouTube. So literally I watched one of her videos, and the next day I ordered a camera on Amazon. It was a very crappy camera. The camera I'm using now is actually the DJI Pocket, whatever the frick it's called. But that's not what I started out with. I started out with a $100 camera from Amazon. It was a piece of crap. And I don't really wear foundation. This is what I wear in the summertime as my foundation. I don't know, it works. But it was so crappy. I just started vlogging myself, like door dashing. I started vlogging myself, just like going shopping, going to the store, just doing all kinds of random stuff. And this smells like it is expired, but I'm gonna use it anyway. But yeah, and then I tried out Vlogmas. That went horrible. That went horrible. I just wasn't quite ready for that, I think. Just the commitment of vlogging every single day and then editing and posting every single day. Wow, that looks so shiny on camera, but it does not look this shiny in real life. We'll tone it down in a minute. But yeah, so I was posting on YouTube, posting shorts. I just started doing all kinds of stuff like makeup, hair. Whenever I would go somewhere, I would vlog it or I'd make it into a short or whatever. And I started really, really liking it. Like I really enjoy doing YouTube. But you know, at some point, I might have to get a job. And I don't even want to think about that right now because I don't want one. So I'm figuring it out. I'm going to figure it out. But like I said, starting over at 44 is not something that I really ever thought I would have to do. I don't know what I thought I was going to be doing for the rest of my life, but I definitely didn't think I was going to have to like start a whole new career and like figure out like what I actually want to do with my life. Like what? Why didn't I figure that out at 20? Because I had my son at 21, I got married at 21, then I had my daughter even before I graduated college. So I just been like a mom and a wife and just like, you know, living life for the most part. And I've been pretty happy with that and content, like very happy in my life. But now my kids are, like I said, grown for the most part. You know, they don't necessarily need, ooh, I need to tone this down. This looks crazy on camera. Wow. But they don't necessarily need me like that anymore. And I mean, you know, you're still a mom forever, obviously. You're always a mom. But I also have to figure out what I'm going to do for myself because, you know, being a mom and a wife at such a young age, I thought that, you know, other dreams and things that I wanted to do would have to wait. And honestly, I'm not mad at that decision. I'm not mad at that at all. That was the path that I was on, and that worked out for me. Like I said, I've been very happy, pretty fulfilled in life, up until recently. You know, when your kids grow up and they don't need you anymore, you gotta figure out life beyond motherhood. Where's my powder? Oh my god, that's crazy. It looks like I have on so much makeup. But I literally, you saw what I put on. That's all I put on. I don't have on hardly anything at all. But yeah, so tone this down a little bit. This is the powder that I was talking about that shows my pores, but it's still a really nice powder. And let me fix this brightness up a little bit and I'll be right back. I'm back. I had to hurry up and go get dressed because my friend is on her way. I need to put on some earrings. I realized that I did not do anything to my brows, but that is okay. I'll just bring my little brow pencil and I'll do them in the car. Also, I only have one earring. I don't know what the other one is, but we'll find that in a second. That's my little birthday glam. I'm gonna do a little bit more to my lips also when I get in the car, but all that's in my bag. So thank you so much for watching. I'm actually in a hurry. I can't even believe I was able to do this. Hopefully I can get it edited pretty soon. Let me put this other earring on because I look crazy. I'm also gonna hit my face with a little bit of this. I put on some sunscreen already, but I'm putting this on too because I just came from outside and it's super bright. I'm also going to use this. I don't love my makeup, but I want it to stay. And I'm also going to take that with me. I'm actually going to hit it with a little bit of this as well so that I don't get too matte. And then I'm gonna hit it with this again. All right, so now I can put on my mascara. I always put on my mascara after I spray my face. So let me do that very quick. I'm not gonna put on much, and this is not waterproof. I don't know where my waterproof mascara is, so I'm just gonna lightly touch it with that. Probably can't even really tell, but I can tell and I know it's there. Yeah, I don't need to bring that. Ooh, but I do need to bring my edge brush just in case. And I said I was gonna bring my brow pencil because actually I might have a couple of minutes to do these brows right quick. Actually, I don't. I'm just gonna brush them. And I would put a little brow gel on them, but I know once I start doing that, that's a whole nother freaking video in itself. So we're just gonna brush through them. My friend is on her way, but she ain't here yet. Let's go ahead and line these lips. Just a little light little line. And my hair is already falling to pieces, but I was expecting that. No eyeshadow at all. I need a mirror. I'll just use my phone. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. Wish me a happy birthday in the comments. I turned 44 today, and I'm about to go turn up at this little pool party. I was about to walk out the door, eating and stuff, realized I don't have no blush. Let me put on some blush right quick. My face still looks super shiny. It's the lights. I promise you, it's the lights. Let me turn this one off. I mean, it's dark now, but you can see it looks better. Okay, let me put on a little blush, cause I don't know how I forget that. I wear blush and nothing else, and I wear it too much. And you know what? It's my face, so that's okay if I wear too much. I like it. I am a blush girl. There we go. I knew I was feeling incomplete for some reason. And let me blend this out a little bit. There we go. This little part's still sticking up. I promise you, this is gonna be in a bun. I don't think it's gonna last long. And these little skinny twists, hey, this is what we working with. This is the hair. Oh Lord, why did I start messing with that? Why did I start messing with that? Let me see if I can tighten that up just a tinch. And instead of a there, let's try to put this one. Child, she talking about she on the way. And I just realized I'm not really the late friend. Honestly, she be late too. I just be a little later because she always drives. I don't like to drive. So she always drives, and oh brother, she gets to leave whenever she's ready to leave. So whenever she gets ready, everybody else has to be ready. And I done did all that just to mess the whole thing up. Child, that's when you leave well enough alone. That is when you leave well enough alone. What? Oh, okay. What? No. Now what I don't have time for is this. And we just gonna pin this down, baby, because if I try to do that, oh my God. Oh my God. If I try to do this again, that will take so long. Why did I just do that? See, talking shit. God don't like ugly. I done messed up my hair, Lord. Hey. It looks okay from the front. What it looks like in the back ain't my business. I think that's it. I think she just pulled up. Again, thank you for watching. Bye.